LIBOR's a really important fixing. It's used to set your mortgage, your car loan, so it has wide-ranging implications for most people on the street, so it's really important.
You've traded LIBOR before. Were you surprised when the level of corruption, let's call it what it was recovered, it was sort of unveiled back in the summer, first with Barclays, now UBS, RBS shortly, and other banks the FSA is investigating?
I think it's taken everyone by shock, especially the email trails that have come out, how active and how colluded it was. But let's remember, it was quite an antiquated market that hadn't really modernised at the pace that stock markets and currency markets had modernised. So it was open to this corruption and relied on bankers behaving as gentlemen, and this is obviously some people have stepped over that line.
Had you any inkling when you were a trader that this kind of thing was going on the scale it was going on?
Certainly not on the scale. It was very volatile, and you would see a LIBOR rate, which should be fairly steady and should be fairly mundane, move up to 3–4% in a day, which is quite unusual, and that was because one or two banks were trading it very heavily. So you can see how it could have been done when traders step over that line, but there was no inkling that it was being done on the amount that it's been come out in the last couple of days.
What's your instinct for this? I mean, clearly the banks have been fined, but there's no suggestion that individual traders will be gone after. I mean, do you think it's fair, retrospectively, to, where there is clear evidence, pursue criminal charges?
I think there's definitely a case for it. Some of the attitudes seem to be quite brazen by some of the traders at UBS and some of the brokers that they've colluded with, who seem to be very active in helping UBS traders manipulate these rates. So I wouldn't be surprised if it pushes on. I think there's certainly a case for the brokers that were trading with the banks to be looked at as the next stage.